Nigerians who are victims of impunity in government by corrupt political class are fed up.
You're welcome back again. This is BVI Channel 1 on Political Review. This is the first of its kind. We tried to start the previous live broadcast, and because of some hitches on network, it got cut off, and we are resuming back again. Now we are running on the program Political Review. I'm Asu Chinedu Peters. In case you'll be watching this either live or after the program, just know that this program will be coming to you continuously on Mondays and Thursdays, live on this program here on BVI Channel 1. Every Thursday and Monday, evening time, between 4 to 6 to 7 p.m. Now let us get on to the discussion of today, as I will be joined by Ndubisi and Enugu and another friend of his who is also right there to join in the discussion for today. What we're talking about today is Indigenous Peoples Agitation and 2023 election. That's what we'll be talking about, the Indigenous People Agitation and the 2023 election. How it's going to affect the election. I'm talking about the agitation by different indigenous groups, the Biafran people, the Oduduwa people, including some Arawas. Some of them have the opinion of no election, like Ninas. So some of these groups are saying no election. We are going to look at why they are saying no election and the reality on ground if the election will possibly hold, and if the agitation continues, to what effect will it have on the result of that election. We are talking about the presidential election come 2023. That's what we'll be discussing. And in case you joined us live and you want to contribute and let your voice be heard, you can click through your phone by calling +234 8104 533. That is the number you're seeing right there. +234 8104 533. You can call through the direct line or you call through WhatsApp. And we'll take your call on this deliberation on Political Review. So I'll be bringing in the two gentlemen that are already seated for this program. So we'll be bringing them any moment from now, so that we'll have this deliberation. So before then, don't forget that this is a live broadcast. You can actually subscribe, like, or share these videos as it comes. So we'll appreciate you if you do that. We're trying to bring them on board. I'm talking about the people who are already seated with us, people who are already there with us, and they want to join in the program. Just hang on while we bring them on. Yeah, that is Ndubisi and Enugu. He's right here with us. Hello, Ndubisi. You're welcome to the program, Political Review.
Hello, good evening, Chinedu, and good evening, our viewers all over the world. Thank you for being there, Chinedu, for the wonderful job you've been doing for their people in Nigeria here and in our land. Well done, my brother.
Thank you. We also have someone there that is also interested in joining this conversation, Mr. Tony. I don't know if Tony is already seated around there because both of them are sitting together. They want to be part of this program in this conversation.
Mm.
Now,
No, sorry, he's not here right now.
okay, we'll be
He
joining later. All right,
has gone out.
now let us talk about this issue, the agitation. The Ninas people, the Biafra agitators, the Oduduwas agitators, including the Arewas, some of them have the opinion that elections should be put aside generally, and they have their different reasons for saying that. What do you make of some of their reasons, and which of them have you heard about their reasons? Because we've been getting feelers, or some of them who have spoken with us have said this or that is why we're saying no election. So let us highlight on some of those reasons why they say no election. Then you can address it. So what are the observations you've made so far from their own objective or the opinion with respect to no election or stopping election?
Hello, Chinedu. Thank you for the question. The beauty of democracy is that the majority has they have their way at the end of the day. But everybody has opinion to express, and it's natural where you have a people, millions, 200 million people seated in a particular geographical zone. It's expected that they will all sing in different tone or in different voices. Nobody expects them to speak with one voice. However, down here in Nigeria, we have different groups, different sets of people saying different things, all geared towards achieving a livable and modern society, whichever way. Now, we may have issues, we may have problems with methodology adopted by some groups, whether democratic or undemocratic. There should be reasons for doing anything, everything. I want to make it as a point of emphasis that Nigerian state, for over the years, precisely after the Civil War, has packaged a system whereby a system that encourages very few political elites or cabal, or what you call political cabal. They have packaged a system that created an animal farm like environment where some animals are above others. So ever since you have that system in place, system of divide and rule, system that is not straightforward, system that is illogical, irrational, and the height of irresponsibility everywhere. Ever since you had that system, people over the years have been agitating for one reason or the other. Now, if you look at the present situation where you have Ninas is the one being led by Tuni Nade and others. Their own position is that this present constitution is fraudulent. And if you ask my personal view, I'm not a lawyer. I may not go the way that is fraudulent, but it's not people's constitution. It's not constitution powered by the people. Even as a layman in law, we know the processes through which a people's constitution should come to be. There should be a referendum. If a document is written somewhere, it should be subjected to people's vote for people to decide and say this is our own. We have to own it. Because in opening statement of any constitution, it says we the people, we the people. So you cannot give a people constitution they have not written. Even though some people have argued that when this constitution were packaged or was packaged that people from different zones or different ethnic groups in Nigeria were invited together, sort of conference. They went through the documents. It passed through stages, through one committee to the other, and at the end of the day, the then military administration, that was I think 1979, passed it into law, and that was the basis of starting 1979 democratic government of Shehu Shagari. The same thing happened in 1999. People will argue that in different before that Abubakar Abdul Salam Constitution of 1999 came to be, that people of Nigeria still sat together and they own the constitution. But you can puncture it, you can look at it. Under military government, they can select people from different zones, and if they can only select their friends, they can only or they can only nominate, or you can put it elect the people they want, to be conference. At the end of the day, that conference will do recommendation to the Supreme Military Council. It is left for them to remove laws they wish or they want. That was why up till now people are agitating that it is not people constitution. Because if it's people constitution, after all the whole process, you still expose it to referendum. People will vote whether to adopt or not to adopt. But that processes were not duly followed. So that is the position of Ninas. Ninas is saying that this constitution is fraudulent, it's not people constitution, is some of them are saying it's Fulani constitution. It has to be pulled down, and we have interim government that will preside over a brand new constitution. But my logic there is that what is how do you do that? It is only at the point of how that I have issue with them. It is easy to say something, but it's not easy to do it. It is easy for me to desire to have a new car. My car is old, having driven it for 9 years. It's easy for me to desire for a new car, Chinedu. But the question is, do I have the money to do it? I don't have the money, so I will keep on managing the old one. So the question is, you want the constitution to be put down. How? You said you have all the indigenous people, maybe 4 regions in Nigeria, Middle Belt, Southwest, South, and Southeast. You have them in your pocket. If that claim is right, you can also influence them to vote in one of you as the president of Nigeria. Because if you vote the right person as the president of Nigeria, he will go into office having behind his head that the first assignment he will do is to give people a people constitution. you know. But what you are claiming, maybe on social media or maybe in conference halls or maybe AIT or channel television, you claim that the four regions are behind you. The only way you can test it is during an election. You can test it. That is why I have with Ninas and people like Odua people, Professor, being led by one professor in Yoruba land, writing to President Buhari that Yoruba people are ready to have their own country. It's one thing to write. What is the how? What is the process? Okay, the president will clap for you and say, "Oh yeah, I'm inviting you. I'm inviting you for discussion so that we set we put the process of you having your own nation." It's not done that way. Even in advanced society, you look at Catalonia, look at Spain. Catalonia, they control their regional government. They have done their referendum. Now they have done declaration to have a country of their own, 100% control. But Spanish government say no, you will not go because they did not secure international support. You know, that thing collapsed. It didn't work out. Even Scotland here, Scotland have been able to control their territory, regional government. They have been able to control it. The only thing they don't control is security, currency, and otherwise. You have in United Kingdom, you have United Kingdom, meaning you have many nations in one. It would have been easier for them to go, but yet they've not gone. Even in the state of California, California wants independence. They control their economy. In America, America has all these state police we are still begging for today. All like corporate affairs is centered in Abuja. But in America, they control everything in their state, like INEC. Every state has their own INEC. Every state has their own police. Every state has their own taxation system, VAT, and what have you. You know, yet for you to go, there's a process. State of California wants to go, but the central government has to go into negotiation with them, offer them some cons- cons- concession for for them to reconsider their move. So what I'm trying to say is that in Ninas, when they say pull down the constitution, who will pull it? Is it Buhari that will pull it? Or is it National Assembly? Or is it non-state actors that don't have a police, don't have army? Or you expect UN to come and pull it down? UN has a lot of issues to be bothering them. Now, coming to our Biafran zone, over the years, the issue we have is that me, I'm thinking that our people are quite educated, but with this agitation, nobody wants to take risk or nobody wants to do the right thing. Even as I'm showing my face like this, there are so many people who cannot come here to speak. They are scared. They are quite educated with many PhDs and but they cannot come here. Why are they afraid? Because of resources, because of sources of income. Sources of income. The whole sources of income are being controlled by power to be. So if they see you as going against them, you have problem. So even I'm speaking here, there are so many people that cannot come here to speak. So coming to the Biafran side, we've it's because I joined them as a banking staff, a financial person. I said I am joining you so that I ensure that due processes are followed. If the due processes are not followed, I will not be part of it. So having gone inside, I noticed a lot of things that things are not going okay. I advised them, but our people don't want to take our people hardly nobody likes process. People this part of world we are too religious. We are just too religious. People believe that you can sleep and wake up, you
With a
can sleep
miracle.
and wake up. Chinedu, are you there?
Yes, with a miracle. People would like to just sleep and wake up and expect a miracle to happen.
Yes, people believe that if you sleep and you wake up, there will be car in front of your house. There will be food filled in all your pots. All kinds of things. People don't believe that there's a process. You must follow process. And following processes take time. It takes time. It's 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 2, 4, 4 plus 4, 8. In that progressive order. So that is what is affecting us. Now you have some people, though, like I said previously, that the video I have just watched in this channel, I believe is an old video. But I've heard some people stay singing no election. There won't be election in Biafra land. But I want to put it to you, Chinedu, that the number of people singing no election, the numbers are reducing by the day. It's not like 1999 or about 2009 or 2015. In 2022, we are now. Anybody singing no election is in the minority. should be ignored. And like I said before, the beauty of democracy is that everybody is free to express his opinion so long as you are not going against the law or you are not using gun to stop people from doing what they're supposed to do. But if it's you saying no election, no election, if you introduce violence there, I can assure you, Shinedu, that a minority. So there's in question of how it will affect 2023 election. It won't have any impact because the whole country, people are in top, the preparation are in top gear. So election will definitely hold. In northern part of Nigeria, I know Boko Haram and bandits are doing their own, but those are criminals. In fact, I've asked my friend from northern part of Nigeria what actually these people asking for. He said he doesn't know because what they're doing is not Islam. It's not Islam. When you kidnap for money, when you kill people, are you killing people to have Islamic nation or what? So they are just as confused as anything. So what I'm saying is that overall, the majority of Nigerians, adult Nigerians, desire democratic process to have a new to have new set of leaders in 2023, and it will happen. Nobody, nothing will stop it. So it's about the time everybody concentrate on that project
Okay.
instead of believing that a miracle will happen to stop it. Thank you, Chinedu.
All right. Now there are, in fact, you've made a whole lot of elaborations there, but I have some kind of, objection to what you said, talking about the impact, the agitation of no election in parts of the country, like the Oduduwas who are asking for referendum, the Biafra agitators, some of them are asking for referendum. In fact, most of them are asking for referendum, and some of them are pointing that there will be no election until Nnamdi Kanu is released, and the rest of them. And you also highlighted the issue of the Northerners who are also agitating that there should be no election. Some of them are agitating that as well. But it will generally have an impact, especially in the Southeast, for instance. The Southeast people, the Igbos, especially, particularly the Igbos, not just the entire Biafran people, because the Biafran people spread beyond the Igbo region. Now, their continuous agitation for no election, this is not the first time we are seeing it. Even this platform stood their ground. We stood our ground when it comes to no election. We sensitized our people. We informed the people on the need, why must hold, not even should hold, and why the people must come out. And that is, hang on, we're trying to get back our network. All right, we've got back our network. Now, we here on this platform, we are driven by our ideology and we state our stand in everything. We are not sitting on the fence. We are not just broadcasting like every other media platform, appearing to be neutral in their presentation. No, our own niche and our own area of operation is to tell the people the truth the way they are. If it is black, we say this is black. If it is white, we say this is white. We are not here to be neutral. And our stand had always been, just from the experience of 2019, 2021 election in Anambra State, you discover that when this no election thing came up, all of a sudden the leader of IPOB said they had a deal that election should go ahead. At the time, it is almost over. Too late for people to register and even for people to travel to their various destinations where they are going to cast their vote, reducing the turnout of voters in the southeast particularly. And it affected the result, or the number of people who voted in the southeast. The same also happened in Anambra State. We stood our ground, and a handful of Anambralians, through our sensitization and campaign, came out to vote. Because we wouldn't want the people whom we have done our assessment on, people whom we have done our assessment using our benchmark. In WBC, you know about it. You know about what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Good. We had our assessment, and some people do not, for no reason, have business in government. Okay? Because of their life, their record. In fact, they are liabilities to the general public if they venture to go into power. And the fact of the matter which is on ground is that the election must hold, whether you say you are not voting or not. Now, we succeeded. A handful of people came out, and the turnout was not even up to 150,000 people or 200,000 people that voted in Anambra State election. But yet, we were able to get the result. But looking at 2023, if this mantra or agitation for no election continues, I personally see that it will affect the turnout of voters in the southeast. And also it will affect some parts of southwest, not really too much, and perhaps it wouldn't have any impact in the northern region. Don't you think that there will be a benefactor, or somebody who will be, who will be beneficiary to that outcome of the election, considering the three major candidates we have? We call them the PDP, APC, and Labour Party. Now, you know that where the Nigerian people are trusting towards is towards obedient movement, Labour Party. Don't you think that that will affect ultimately the result of that election?
Well, I do not think so.
Okay, why?
I do not think so, because people before now were indifferent
Okay.
towards participating in electoral processes. People making reference in this instance are people who have taken time to have their voters card, to register, and they have their voters card. Now, before now, 2019, there were 84 million registered voters. 84 million registered voters. But out of that population size, or number of people that are registered, that have their voters card, less than 35 million people participated in 2019 election. 35, I say less than, or rather less than 30 million, because Buhari got 15 million, Atiku got 12 million, 27 million. The person that came third got less than 5 million votes. Let's say 30 million people. So 84 million minus 30. 84 million minus 30, you're having 50 million people in excess. Okay, that 50 million people, give or take, whether some of them have collected their voters, registered, but have not collected their voters card. Their voters card were still lying idle in INEC votes. Give and take, out of that 80 million registered voters, about, remember, this is just forecasting or estimation, or we are just estimating. About 30 million people have registered and collected their voters card, but did not participate in the election. Now the question is, why did they not participate in 2019 election? The simple answer is indifference, because they are not interested. Nothing motivates them. Nothing out of all the devils that came out for that election. Remember, what we are talking of is presidential election, not governor or Senate or Federal House of Representatives. I'm looking at the presidential election. Now, why these guys did not come out is motivation. Nothing motivates them, nothing encouraged them to come out, you know. To them, they said all of them are the same thing. Whether I vote or not, I no vote. It will not make any difference. That was the mantra, what people were saying then. But now the game has changed. You see the number of people that were gathering in different INEC offices just to register. These ones were people who, before now, were not interested at all, to register and collect their voters card. What of all those people who have registered and they have their card, but yet they were not voting? So you can see the excitement. There's the excitement now for people to go out there and vote out bad governance, vote out old and recycled politicians. The excitement is everywhere. It could be seen everywhere. It could be seen from the village. People were thinking that this maybe obedient, let me use obedient mantra, is a social media hype, you know. But Chinedu, me and you visited one community the other time. Even in the community, old women and men, they are getting the information going on social media. Even the old mama in the village has Android phone. They all know obedient. In Jos, you see people going from one village to the other, canvassing and campaigning for change. They were all tired. The present situation in Nigeria, people were depressed, people are stranded, people are just frustrated. People need and they need change. If not today, in fact, not tomorrow, like yesterday. They won't change like yesterday. It's everywhere, cuts across the whole country. It's not domiciled in Igbo land alone. It's something happening in Lagos. It's something happening in Kano. It's something happening in the Middle Belt. You know the number of people that were calling me that they want to join obedient movement. You know, so all these things. Because the question you asked, whether these guys saying there won't be an election, or the bandits and Boko Haram, the Ninas and the Odua people asking for the constitution to be put down, I can assure you that these guys are in minority. You know, majority of Nigerians have seen hope, have seen light at the end of the tunnel, and that they believe if they put this kind of person in government, he will effect the needed change that will give us the kind of democracy every one of us desire. And that is what majority of Nigerians want. They want happiness, even though they want their own state, even though they want constitution restructuring, even though they want the country to be divided. But the beauty of democracy is that at the end of the day, the majority will always have their way. And I believe that majority of Nigerians will speak out in 2023. Chinedu, are you still here, dear?
Of course, I am. The world is listening. Go ahead.
Sure. Edo?
Go on, go on. We can hear you properly, Andy. We can hear you. Can you hear me? Can't you hear me? We can hear you very well. I think is Tony there with you? I can no longer hear you. I can't hear you. Check your mic if it's still on. Andy, I can't hear you. Can you hear me? We can't hear you. We can't hear you, Andy. We can't hear you, Andy. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, viewers. I think he's having a mix-up there. Please put on your mic. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Can you put up the mic? We can't hear you.
Sky. Mana.
Okay, we are hearing you. We are hearing you now. Can you hear me now? I don't think you are communicating. You are putting off and on your mic. Can you hear me? Sorry about that, viewers. I think it's mixed up. Sorry, we'll get him right back again. We are still on political review. When he's ready to join us back again, we will have him again on the program. All right, now so far you've had the discussion, his own opinion. I bet you as well will have your own opinion. You can drop it on the comment section. And in case you are just joining us for the first time, which I believe many people are, including myself, this is the first time we're doing this video, or this political review. You are free to drop your comment or call the numbers on the screen. But moving forward, we'll be bringing more people who will be deliberating on these issues, and it will help us do better in giving the people a voice, because that is our basic responsibility and our commitment. All right? So on political review, we've been talking about the Indigenous People's Agitation and 2023 election.
Hello today,
Hello?
Hello? Now, Peter, be a friend there.
Hello? I think we're just having some kind of mix-up there. But it has been sorted out. Now, tell us your opinion with respect to what you have heard so far and the topic under review, the indigenous people. Do you think that no election will amount to something profitable to the general people, the Nigerian people, the suffering and oppressed Nigerians? Do you think that will be a solution to their problem? And some people who will say, Peter Obi is part of the system, he is being used by who? Some of them will say he's being used by Fulani. Some of them will say he is part of the system, the corrupt system, and the rest of them. I must tell us that I have a conviction. GGM had a stand, and we maintain our stand. And that stand is a political revolution that will free Nigerian people, the indigenous Nigerian people, whether from the east, west, north, or south. Whether you are Biafra, whether you are Duduwa, whether you are Arewa. At the long run, all Nigerians are victims of the corrupt government we've had so far, from PDP to APC. And there is hope or light of a change. It might not be a perfect one, but it propels hope compared to what we had before. And since we've tested the other two, I think we need to do another test and give the obedient movement led by Mr. Peter Obi a chance. That is it, and about now, we are wrapping up. We hope to have you back again tomorrow on Matters Arising. and we hope to have you partake in the program. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Drop your comments and have your opinions heard. I'm also Chinedu Peters. I'm signing out right about now. Stay safe at all times. Bye-bye for now.
Nigerians who are victims of impunity in government by corrupt political class are fed up.